you ever feel the need to use launch control at a robot or somewhere, you can. In today's review, we're starting it from the ultra quiet Haval H6 HEV. And as you can hear, exactly, you can't hear anything because I'm currently running in battery mode. And if I put my foot down, the engine kicks in, and that switch between battery power and petrol power is actually quite seamless. And that's probably one of the standout features that I've picked up in this brand new car from Haval. For today's review, we're starting it from the inside of the Haval H6 HEV. But just to give you a bit of a background to see what you can expect from this review, we're going to take the car for a drive, we're going to see what it's like, see how comfortable it is, see everything that the car has to offer. And after that, we're going to put it through the GDR test, which isn't great Dennis reviews, but it's actually, should you get it, should you just drive it, or should you remove it from your list of cars when actually going to find a new car. So stick around, we've got a lot to uncover. And I've been fortunate enough to have driven the Haval H6, the standard 2-litre turbocharged petrol version of this car, and that car was super impressive. I didn't have a lot of bad things or negativity to say about it because I think it impressed me with everything that it did, from its drive quality to its, how comfortable it is, to all the tech and all the features that it had to offer. Everything was standout. I think actually there was one downfall, and that was the fact that there wasn't a volume control or physical volume control button, but that's just something that Haval doesn't do. So that's just something that we just need to come to terms with and accept. So then going from that and jumping into the the hybrid, the H6 HEV, it's very similar. And again, everything that was a positivity from the H6 has been carried through into this car. The only massive difference, obviously, is the engine, which is now no longer a 2-litre turbocharged, but is now a hybrid, which is a 1.5-litre turbo connected to an electric motor, combined putting out 179 kilowatts and 530 newton meters of torque, which is seriously impressive. Those are figures that you see from a lot bigger cars with a lot more intent and performance built into them. So that's quite cool to get from a Haval. But yeah, I think adding to what were the standout features from the H6 was the comfortability and how nice the car felt to drive, because it was seriously smooth. It handled the bumps really well. But getting into this H6 HEV, remembering that it is partly electric, so it does have a battery built into the back of the car on the floor, and as you know, batteries weigh a lot, so it's added a lot of stability and center of gravity to the car that you didn't have before. So it does feel a lot more stable. It does handle the bumps even better. So yeah, from a comfortability point of view, it is much better than the H6, and that was hard to beat. But as I've mentioned, driving between the electric and the petrol part of the car is quite seamless. Like now, every time you get to a stop, the car will kick into EV mode and you'll pull off smoothly, quietly, and quickly. Very quickly. With it being an electric motor, you've obviously got all of your torque instantly. There's no need to build up boost or generate speed or anything like that. So it does make the car feel a lot more sporty. And I do need to give this engine setup a lot of props, because it knows exactly when it needs to kick in the electric motor, it knows exactly when to kick in the petrol motor, and I feel that it does that really well. As soon as you get onto roads that are a lot more hilly, it knows that it needs a lot more power to do that, so it then pulls in the petrol motor. But as soon as you're going downhill or you're coasting on a road that's quite level, it then pulls in the electric motor, and then you start cruising using no fuel, which is really great. But what I have found that this car is a lot more best suited for suburban town driving than it is for long distances, because if you are wanting to try and benefit from the fuel economy numbers that they're putting out there, which they claim 5.2 combined cycle, it's quite difficult to get. I was quite excited to hear that that's what they were offering, but I knew that it was always going to be a tall ask. So I'm currently sitting on about 7 liters per 100 k's combined. I haven't been able to get it much lower than that. It might just come down to the area that I live in and the roads that I travel on. But I am still working on that. But as I was saying, it is definitely best suited for suburban, town driving, that sort of thing. But as soon as you take it out onto the highway, when you're driving around 120 k's an hour, it's purely relying on the petrol motor to do that. And then you need to remember that if it is relying on that petrol motor, it is only a turbocharged 1.5 litre. So it's a small engine trying to lug around this hybrid vehicle with its batteries and all of that. So the fuel economy isn't great. It's still far better than the standard H6, I must say, but it's not where you'd expect it to be for an EV. But you know, there's still things to work on, but I'm pretty sure that those are the things that they are going to kind of pay a lot more attention to in their future models. So I'm excited to see how they advance on that. Looking at what you've got on offer on the interior of the car, you've got a full leatherette interior. I don't think it is actual leather. It's still super soft. It feels really premium. You've got a full panoramic roof above you that does open, which is great. And you do have ISOFIX points in the back seats there if you do need to put in a child seat. It's got them on both sides there, which is really convenient. And then you can't forget about the other standard features that you had on an H6, which are these massive screens in front of you. This huge one here for your infotainment that houses all of your car settings, your entertainment, your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your cameras, your 360 camera system, everything like that. It's all housed there. It's all really smart. It all works really well together. Exactly when you need it, the cameras come on. When you don't need them, they turn off. When you're slowing down to turn around the corner, it actually brings up that camera on that side of the wheel to make sure that you do have enough space around the curb so that you aren't hitting it, which is awesome. And in front of you, you've got your digital driver's display that houses all of your speed, your RPMs, and especially everything related to the hybrid system. So there is an icon down here that lights up every time you are in EV mode. And you do have quite a cool little infographic down here that does show you which direction your power is going, if you are sending power to the battery, or if you are using that power, if you're using it in tandem with the actual petrol engine or not. It shows all of that down here, which is actually quite cool. A little distracting because you are always wanting to see what's happening, but nevertheless it's really smart and it's quite a cool little feature. Other comfort and convenience features, you do have wireless charging down here in the middle. You have ample storage space in the doors, in the front here. You've got cup holders, more space in this door, and you've got this massive cavity down here underneath the gear selector. And you have a pull down armrest in the center at the back where you've got some cup holders too for your passengers, and nifty sunglasses thing up here. You've got soft touch materials all over the cabin. You've got a soft touch dash. You've got this leather styling up here on the door cards. Soft touch materials down here for your elbows and the door rests, as well as the armrest down here in the middle, which again features another massive cavity to put anything you want. Haval really do kill it from an interior point of view. They've got it on point. They know exactly what the audience is wanting. They're wanting a car that looks epic, that feels epic, that's comfortable, and it's something that you're going to be super proud to take your passengers in, and something that you can show off. And this is definitely an interior that you can do that with. On the front seat, you do have like perforated seating down here, which is there for a reason, because this car's got heated and ventilated seats, which is really awesome. So on these hot days that we've been having, I kind of switch that on and immediately it starts to cool down there. At first it's a little bit weird because you feel like, why is my butt getting wet? But it's not, I swear. It's just it's starting to cool down. Once you get used to it, it's actually really enjoyable. There's contrast stitching across all the seats, across the doors, across the dash, and again just adding to how a car can look completely premium but still fall within this type of price bracket. And if you're not following me on TikTok or Instagram, you definitely should, because I've been getting a lot of comments on this car that I've been addressing throughout this video, just in speaking about the features, how it drives, the comfort, the engine and all of that. But one of the most popular questions that I keep getting is, how do you live with this car in South Africa with all the load shedding and it's never going to work? Well, I've had to educate a lot of people that this is a hybrid. It's a closed EV system, so the car charges itself. There's no need to plug it in. It's not a plug-in hybrid vehicle, it's just a hybrid vehicle. So while the engine's running, it's charging the battery. While you're braking, you're using regenerative technologies, and that friction from the braking and all of that is just sent as energy straight back into the battery. So the car is constantly charging itself. It's constantly using the energy and then charging it again, which is really clever. And I think that this is a really nice solve for those people who are still too afraid to go that far and buying an actual electric vehicle. So I think getting a hybrid is a great solve, and I don't think that you'd regret it. And from a pricing point of view, you're looking at paying about 670,000 Rand for this car. And I think if you take into account all of the technology, the hybrid system, everything that comes standard, your digital screens, your safety systems and all of that, I think you're looking at the bargain of the century. And if you have to look at the closest competition, I would put this up to the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. And if you had to do that, you're looking at about 100,000 Rand difference between the cars, with the Toyota being the more expensive one, having less features, a smaller warranty, but somehow a larger or an improved warranty on the battery, which is a little bit weird, but we'll give that win to Toyota. And a cool feature that Haval have added to this car, with it being a hybrid, and doing the best to make use of the instant torque, is that they've actually given you a launch control. So I don't think a lot of people will use it, but hey, if you ever feel the need to use launch control at a robot or somewhere, you can. And something that I need to commend Haval on is their 360-degree camera system, the quality of the screen and all of that. I mean, you don't miss anything. If you're turning certain corners, the cameras pop up where you need them. The crispness and the quality of the cameras together with the hardware, the software combined, it's really perfect. We've been for a drive and we've seen how epic it is. Now let's go take a look at the outside of the Haval H6 HEV. And in my personal opinion, I think this looks way better than the current H6. Whatever they've done with this grille, it works. The way that they've made it kind of the full length of the front of the car just makes it look so epic. And its road presence is like no other. Other new things include these 19-inch wheels that you get here, which are in contrast black to the red paint, which looks really nice. And these plastic trim here. That's something new that comes with this HEV model that you don't get on the standard H6. And then up here you've got this gloss plastic here, which is just like an additional extend on the wing that you get on the back. And what else is new is the split tail light that you get on this HEV that you don't get on the standard H6, which is just a standard red strip. Alright, let's go take a look at the boot, which is automated and super handy. And once you get inside here, you can see you've got plenty of room to do and use and as you can see, you've got plenty of room to use here. And you can push these seats down, obviously, to make the room much bigger inside here. And if we open up the bottom, yeah, not much, but you do have access to the battery points over here and a couple things to help you tow if you need to. And then that's your compressor in case you do need to refill your tire or anything like that, but I can't imagine it being an enjoyable process. And then actually underneath this polystyrene board here, you've got, let me actually show you. Oh, I hate the sound of polystyrene. Alrighty. So down here, you can see you've got all of your orange cables, which indicate that that's part of the electric system. And this massive box over here, that's your battery. So that's where all of your energy is stored, and everything that the engine helps regenerate and all of that gets sent to this battery here, which helps operate your electric motor to give you the extra oomph that you need. Pretty cool. So just in case you've ever wanted to know, what's underneath the floor in the boot. This is it. Cool. And then to close it, simple tap of the automated boot and it goes down all on its own. Alrighty, let me go take a look. Where is it? Over there. Okay. Oh, and just again, all of the lights in the cabin is thanks to this massive panoramic roof over here. Cool. Okay. Undo the latch. And there you have it. This is the engine of the Haval H6 HEV. And over here, you can see your petrol engine and your electric motor together working seamlessly to provide that hybrid experience, which they've done really well. It doesn't really interfere too much with your driving. The transfer from power between the petrol engine and electric is quite seamless, and at times feel that something is changing, but it's not a lot to completely interfere with your driving experience that you are having. I'm seriously impressed with the overall offering from this particular model. So now that we've had the opportunity to drive the car, feel what it's like, we've had a look at the outside, and I think we've got enough information now to come to a conclusion. So putting it to the GDR test, should you get it, should you drive it, or should you remove it from your list of cars that you're looking at to buy? And this is a really easy one and quite a quick final answer, but you should go ahead and get it. I don't think you're going to regret anything. You're going to benefit from some better fuel economy. You're going to benefit from the additional power. You're going to benefit from having this beautiful interior. You're going to benefit from all of the safety systems, and you're going to benefit from people always looking at you, because one thing I've noticed is that people are constantly looking at this car, and I think it's got to do with the improved looks that come with this HEV from the front. So thanks again for watching another Greg Dennis review. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like below. And if you are wanting to see more reviews like this, then please consider subscribing. And if there are any other cars that you want to see me review, let me know down in the comments. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.